Now, a function allows us to group related codes together. Right. Codes that are related, they are grouped together inside a function. In fact, that's the primary work of a function. Another work of a function is to repeat a given set of codes, meaning a function performs two things. It helps us to group related codes together, and it also allows us to reuse the same codes, to use some codes again and again. Now, let's see how we can make use of function. But before then, I will look at, I want to make an explanation of function so that you understand it better. Now, in your room, there is a bulb, right? In that bulb is connected to a switch. Now, when you put on the switch, the bulb lights up. When you put off the switch, the bulb goes off. Now, you know it is possible for all the wirings not to be coupled together, so that if you want to light up the bulb, you really want to start joining cables together, join this with that before your bulb comes up. You know it's possible, but then it doesn't make sense. What they now did was that, okay, let's couple everything pertaining to lighting this bulb. Let's couple all of them together and put the power in the switch, so that just by pressing the switch, the necessary wires will touch themselves, right, and the bulb comes up. And when you put off the switch, the necessary wires disconnect and the bulb goes off. Do you understand, man?
Yeah.
So everything related to lighting the bulb have been coupled together inside our switch, such that with just a single click, everything comes up. And that is how a function works. Everything about related items will be grouped together inside a function, so that whenever you want to do a particular task, just call on the function. The function will do necessary things and give you the results. So items that are meant to work together, they are grouped together inside a function. Same with if you want to flush, right? Just press a button. The necessary things that need to happen will happen, and the water goes out and it flushes everything and all of that. So you don't need to maybe to understand. That you would understand. You don't need to like a lot of processes. A lot of things are embedded in it. But all of those things have been put together such that with a single press now, those things will call themselves and the action will happen. And that is what we use a function for. Related items, they are grouped together, right, inside a function, so that by just performing a single function, those related items now, they will work together to give you the necessary results. Do you understand, man?
Yeah.
Now, that's the first work of a function, to group related items together. The second work of a function is to do something over and over again, to repeat something, meaning there are two things. Now, if I want to put on my bulb today, I'll press a switch and the bulb comes off. Tomorrow also, if I want to put it on also, I'll press the same switch and it comes up. The next day also, if I want to put it on, it is still the same switch. And each time I press that switch, necessary items come together to give me the required results. Right? So if I want, it makes it repeatable. It makes it easy to repeat something, to do something again and again and again. So those are the two works of function: to group related items together and to perform something repeatedly, to do something again and again. Now, although function is not the only thing to repeat something, we're going to look at other ways to repeat things later. But then at this point, we can say that function does too. But the primary work of a function, the primary work is to group related items together, while another work would be to repeat, but that's not the primary work. Primary work is to group related items together. Any question, man?
No.
Alright, man. So next is, let's see how to create a function in Python. To create a function, you write the word def, followed by the name of your function. I can call it any name of my choice. But whatever name I give to my function must follow the rules that guide variable declaration. Remember at the beginning of our training, of this training, I explained that a variable must not start with a number, it must not be a keyword, it must not have special character except underscore, and all. So all of those rules also, they apply here. Whatever name you give to your function must also obey those rules. I can call it my func. You can give me any name of your choice. In fact, I can call it patience. You can call it any name of your choice. Next is you put parentheses at the front like this. Then lastly, you put colon. Let's get another function together. The first, def. The next, the name of my function. The next, parentheses. Then last, colon. Let's do it one more time. F.
Okay.
So this is how to create a function. Any question?
No.
So after creating our function, we now need to put some things inside the function. To put things inside the function is like your if statement. You come here, you see this indentation is so important. The indentation means this what I'm about to write is inside this function. And hi and hello and good. So these three lines of code, they are inside this function. So this is how you create a function and you put things inside the function. Any question?
No.
Now, when you run your codes, Python only stores the name of the function. But everything inside the function, they are ignored. I come again. When you run your code, Python only takes notes of the name, but it will ignore every other thing within your function. So when we run this code now, you are not going to see anything. It's not displaying anything because they are inside a function. If they were outside a function, Python would have printed the 3 for us. But the fact that they are inside the function, Python will ignore them. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So next,
Why is he ignoring it?
because they are within a function. That is how a function is meant to work. Everything inside the function are ignored. It is the way it is like you have a switch. Let's go back to our bulb analogy. You have a bulb with a switch, right, that was just fixed for you. Now it is there, it can work, but you are yet to make it work. Do you get it, man?
Yeah.
It has been fixed. You fixed it. It can work, but then as at the moment, imagine it's during the day, right? During the day, maybe I don't want to put on light. So as at that point, the switch can come up, or the bulb can come up, but then I'm not yet interested in making it come up. So when you run these codes, Python will not just run the codes inside the function. No, it is when you are ready to run the codes within the function that you tell Python that Python, go and run the codes inside this function for me. So whenever you want to run the codes, you come here, outside of the function. Then you call on the name of the function. What's the name of the function?
Function deploy.
No, that's not the name.
Patience.
Good. Patience.
Patience.
Then you put parentheses at the front like this. When you write the name of your function and you put parentheses at the front, Python will go back, it will look for that function and do whatever is inside it. Do you understand? Yeah, when we run it now,
Would,
we have this.
would you have to put column as well, or
Mm.
just parentheses?
Just parentheses alone. You only put colon while you are creating it. But when you want to run the code, you just put the name and parentheses alone.
Okay.
I'm not so comfortable with the terminal here. Please let me use this. This is taking part of my screen.
Okay.
So we have this. Any question? Now,
No.
if I want to run the codes again, all I need to do is just to call on it again. It will go back again and do whatever you have there. Can you see that you have it twice?
Yeah.
If I want to do it again, I will call on it again. So based on the number of times I want to do it. So it makes it easy for us to repeat some codes. This makes it easy. Any questions so far?
No.
Now let's look at a scenario. Let's say in the morning, I wake up from bed, lay my bed, brush my teeth, eat. Let's say that's my morning routine. Wake up from bed, lay my bed, brush my teeth, eat. Let's start. Point. Wake from bed. Point. Lay bed. Point. Brush. Point. Now, this is something I'll be doing repeatedly every morning. That's not Scott. This is just once. But what you can easily do is that you can put it inside the function. The morning routine. So whenever I wake up now, all I need to do is just to call on function morning routine is to do these things for me. The next morning, I call on morning routine is to do this for me again. Do you get it, man?
Yes, sir.
Now, a function can also call on another function. Let's look at that scenario. Let's say I have another function called night routine. So these are things I do before going to bed. Right? Before going to bed, let's say point, lay bed, bed, sleep. Let's say this is night routine. Now I have a question. If I run this code, what will I see?
And you see lay bed, bed, sleep.
No. Look at it again.
Right? If you run which of the codes?
If I run this code, this file, if I go to my terminal and I say Python function.py, what will I see?
It's not going to print anything.
Why?
Because they are under, or they are indented, I don't know the word, but they are under the function. They are not
Exactly. That's the answer.
like,
I was waiting. Thank you, man. Because they are inside a function, Python will ignore the codes. As simple as that. Now, but if I want to do morning routine, I will call on function morning routine like this. If I want to do night routine, I will call on function night routine like this. If I call on night routine, it will do this alone. If I call on money routine, it should do this alone. What if I now want to do both? I can call on money routine, then then call on night routine. Do you understand now? So if you first do this, when it's done, if you come here, then you go back and do this. So we see both. Sorry, you can't see my screen. Yes. You can see we have the morning routine. We have the night routine. Any question? Now,
No, sir.
the function can call on another function like this. Let's see how this works. When I call on morning routine will run all the codes here. So if you do this, if you do this, if you do this, if you do this, when it gets here, it will call on this one. Do you understand, man?
Like, oh,
Okay, let me put it this way. When I run the course, Python
no,
will,
you added the night routine function.
yes,
You added night routine, but you have like a function for night routine.
yes,
If you want to print, you to print everything.
exactly.
Because the night routine is not, you didn't say print that because it's a function of its own name.
Yes,
It's a word, but it has a function as well that represents it at the sound. Is that why?
yes,
I have a question. What if you put night routine after you say print, wake up from bed, lay in bed, brush your teeth and eat? What if you put night routine at the underneath, but there's no function for it?
like this.
Like you've not previously, or you don't previously have a there's no function night routine. What's going to happen? That means when you call the function, that means it's just going to print wake up on bed. Is it going to print night routine alongside?
No, it will throw an error. It will throw an error. It will tell me that night routine does not exist. The reason we can see this wake up from bed is because they are inside quotations. Remember I told you that whatever you have inside quotation will be seen as ordinary text. So it's saying this as ordinary text, but when it gets here, this is not within any quotation. So this is going to throw an error. That's why you see this yellow stuff. It's telling me that this is wrong. Something is wrong here. Do you understand, man?
Yeah.
So,
okay. And underneath it saying, okay, this is what night routine means.
yes, exactly.
So print everything out.
Yes, ma'am. You know what happens is this. Let me explain this part again. You see, when you run this code, Python this code from the top to the bottom, from the top to the bottom. It will first say this, the name of the function, morning routine. It will save it. Then it will ignore everything here. Python ignores the code within a function. So it will ignore everything here. Then it will get here and save this one again, meaning it has saved two things, the morning routine and the night routine. It will save this. Then it will ignore everything here again. Then when you now call on morning routine, it now goes to his memory that it seems to have seen this before. Let me go back and do what we have there. So it will go back now and run the codes here. It will do this. It will do this. It will do this. It will do this. When it sees this night routine, it says, oh, it seems to have seen this before. It goes back again and run the codes here too. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So we see the same results that we got the other time. I have a question. Here is my question. If I run this code, what will I see?
If you run night routine, or if you run which of the codes, is it like all the
Yes, when I say if I run this code, I'm running everything inside the file.
code. Okay. So if you run everything inside the file, you're going to see you're going to see lay, bed, bath, and sleep.
Exactly. Exactly. You are getting it. So we just see this part alone. That's all. That's all. Now let's do this together. I want to ask you this question. Then tell me what I'm going to see. Now if I run this code, what am I going to see?
So if you run this code, you're going to see. Okay. So if you run this code, are you saying that if you run all the code together,
Yes, whenever I say if I run this code,
like
I'm
from
running.
1 to 6?
When I say if I run this code, meaning that I'm running everything inside the file, because whenever I want to run it, I will come here and say Python, then the name of the file, function
Function
.py, and that's the name of the file. That means it will do everything inside the file. Do you get it?
the file.
So if I run this code, what am I
So
going
if you
to
run
see?
the code, you're going to see wake up from bed, lay bed, brush teeth, eat, and lay bed, bath, sleep.
Is that hard?
Yeah, because, okay, so if you run this code, you're going to see wake up from bed, lay bed, brush teeth, eat, lay bed, bath, sleep, wake up from bed, lay bed, brush teeth, eat.
Is that hard? Don't let me disturb you. Let's look at it
That's
together.
all.
Let's look at it together. Now, when I run this code, Python will ignore, it will only save the name, but it will ignore everything here. Then it will save this name, it will ignore everything here. Now when I call on this here, it goes back and do whatever we have here, have it? It will print wake up from bed, lay bed, brush teeth, eat. When it will see this night routine, meaning it will come here and run the code here. You see lay bed,
Lay
bed, sleep. The morning routine. When it sees morning routine, meaning it needs to come here and run the codes here. To see wake up from bed, lay bed, brush, eat. Then it will see night routine, meaning that you come back here and run the codes here.
Right.
It's do this, do this, do this. When it gets there again, it will go back again and run this. And when it gets there, it will come back again and do this. When it gets there, it will come back. So it keeps repeating.
Can you run the code then?
Yes, that's on the code, but it will stop itself anyway.
Then when is it going to stop?
It will stop itself when it uses up enough memory on your system. It will stop. Look at it. We call this recursion. It will stop itself. Let me stop it. Let me want to see. It's not even stopping. Okay, that stopped. Okay. But it keeps saying that. It keeps saying that. Do you understand it, man? Alright. So we call it
Yes,
a
I
function.
do.
Sometimes a function can also call on itself. Let's look at an example. This is also recursion. This will keep doing the same thing again and again, because when we run this code, it will first ignore this part. When it gets here, it will go back and run the code here. It will do this, it will do this, it will do this, it will do this. Then it will see this. When it sees this, it will go back again and do it again. It will do this, it will do this, it will do this, it will do this. When it gets there, it will go back again and do it again. It will do this, it will do this, it will do this, it will do this. So it's going to keep calling on itself. We call that recursion. Recursion is when a function keeps calling on itself. Any question, man?
No.
If if I run this code, what am I going to see?
So when you run this code, you're going to see. If you run this code, you're not going to see anything.
Exactly. You are really following. That's the point. I'm not going to see anything. That's your point. I'm not going to see anything because although I called on this function, but I called on it inside itself. It needs to first enter this place before it can see this line 7. And because I've not called on money return, it is not going to display anything. It is not going to display anything. You're getting it.
Yeah.
Now, let's do little tasks together on this part. Let's do multiplication table. Multiplication table. We can say def multiplication table, or let's just call it multiplication table, or let's say calculation. So what we want to do is that we tell the user to enter two numbers. Then the user can add, can divide, can multiply, and can minus, can subtract them. Do you get it, man? Enter two numbers then, depending on what you want to do. So we can say that, let's say, let's first welcome the user. Thanks. Welcome to my calculator. My calculator is here. Now, thanks. What do you want to do? Thanks. What do you want to do? So, options. One for addition, two for subtraction, three for multiplication, and 4 for division. This is just, remember I said whatever I put here, just what the user will see. So just for the user to know what to type. Do you get it, man?
Okay. But option, this option you put, is it not like a function again?
No, just a variable.
That is showing the blue thing that has.
It's just a variable. I can use anything.
Okay.
I just have to call it option because the user can choose any of this.
Yeah, I know, but I'm asking that this option now, is it a function on its own?
No, it's a variable. For function,
Blue doesn't.
function must be created with DEF. If there is no DEF before the name of the function, it's not a function.
Okay.
And you can see
Also, when you put like the way you did the other time. Sorry, Sam. Sorry, I'm just the way you did the other time. The way you put this calculation, you put the DEF. Immediately you put function, the Python automatic.
the line is breaking.
Can you save the function? Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma, I can hear you now.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you now.
I said just the way you will use this calculation now.
Okay.
The way you use this calculation now, for example, is it that Python automatically saves it to the system or something?
Yes.
So that anytime you come, you can always recall it.
Yes, ma. It just saves the name. It's going to save this calculation in its memory so that we can always use it inside this file.
Okay.
Anywhere inside this file. Okay. So into what do you want to do?
Okay.
1 for addition, 2 for subtraction, 3 for multiplication, and 4 for division. So you know whatever the user enters here becomes options. Do you understand, man?
Yeah.
Let's say print. Please what I'm saying. options. Let's run this code. Calculation. Now, let's say I entered A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D here will become the value of options. So if I press enter, you can see it has printed A, B, C, D, E because I have print options here. Do you understand? Let's run it again.
Where did the ABCD come from?
It's anything I type. Anything I type
right.
becomes the value of options. And when I say print options, it will print whatever I typed there. But a user that saw 1 for addition, 2 for subtraction, 3 for multiplication, 4 for division will most likely not type ABCD here. The person will most likely type either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Do you get it, man? Because this is what the user can see. So the user can type 4 and option will be 4 now. If the user type 3, option will be 3. If the user type taye, option will be taye. So option is whatever the user typed in. But just that, the fact that we displayed this to the user, we expect the user to type either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Do you get that part, man? Alright. So if the user type 4, option becomes 4. And remember now, in one of our classes, I explained that whatever you get using an input is a string. Can you remember? Whatever you get using an input is always a string. So we can now say, help us to check if the user typed 1. We want to know if the user typed 1. If options if is equal to 1, do you get it? The reason this one is in quote is because whatever you get using an input is a string. So if the user types 1, that means the user wants to perform addition. Do you understand?
Print addition.
So for now, let's just print addition. If the user type 2, that means the user wants to perform subtraction. So we just say L if options equals to print subtraction. L if options equals 3, print multiply. L if options equals 4, print divide. Else, that is, if it does not meet any of them, it just does not type any of them, print invalid input. So the user typed 1, that means that's addition, it's print addition. If the user typed 2, that is subtraction. If the user typed 3, that is multiply. If the user typed 4, that's division. If the user typed any other thing aside, that's invalid input. Any questions so far?
Okay.
Do you get it, man? Can we continue?
Yes, sir, we can continue.
So what we want to do now is that if the user type 1, we want to perform addition. So let's create a function that will handle addition for us. So we can say first number, can do it like this, equals to input, enter the first number. So whatever number the user entered becomes value of variable first number. Do you get it, man?
Yes. Addition, first number.
We are continuing a function called addition. These are variables. We've done variables now. Variables are used to store values so that we can use them later.
Yeah.
Input. Enter the second number. So we want to add the two numbers together. Result equals the first number plus second number. Do you get it, man?
Yeah.
But then this is not going to work as expected, because this is a string, this is another string. It's not going to add them together. So instead, we can convert them to either integer or float so that it will be able to add the two numbers together. Do you get it, man? So,
Yes.
this will convert them to decimal, to floats, right? So that this can add them together. We can now print out the results. Let's print results. So this is the work of function addition. When you call on function addition, it's going to do everything here. It will tell you to enter the first number. It will tell you to enter the second number. It will add the two numbers together, and it will print out the results. So what we are going to do now is that we now come here. When you call on calculation, it will do what you have here. It will print what do you want to do. If the user selected 1, then you want to do this addition here. So we come here and say addition. Do you get it, man?
Yes.
So when you call on addition, it will come here and run the codes here. Question.
No, I'm not for now.
Let's do subtraction. I'll just change the name from addition to subtraction. I want this to minus, so this will be minus. So when the user selected 2 here, this will be subtraction. Let's do multiplication. This will be multiply. And let's do division. So if the user selected 3 here, we want to call on that multiply. And when the user selects 4, we want to call on divide. Do you understand? So if I select 1, to call an addition. Addition will do everything here. If I select 2, to call on subtraction. Subtraction will do everything here. If I select 3, is to call on multiply. Multiply will do this. And if I select 4, it's going to call on divide. So, but this is the starting point of all of these things. Here, calculation. This is the first function you are calling upon. Because all of this, they are inside function calculation. And Python is not going to see this addition, subtraction, multiplication, division if you don't first call on calculation. Do you get it,
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I call on calculation here, that is when it goes back and run all of these codes for me. So it's going to do this, as the user what the user wants to do. If the user select 4, it will do divide. If the user type any other thing aside 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to display invalid input. Let's run the codes together. So let's say I picked, what should we do? Do we do addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division?
Let's do multiplication.
Okay. That's try. Enter the first number.
10. Oh.
Okay. Enter the second number.
8.
It's working fine. If you want it again, we can do another thing again. We can do anyone we want. Do you have any question?
No questions until I do my assignment.
The assignment is going to be the continuation of your last assignment.
Oh, okay.
And this is how it's going to be. You know, in the last assignment, you asked the user to enter a score.
Yeah.
And displayed excellent, good, poor, based on the student's score.
Yeah.
Now, when we are done, we want to ask the user that, do you want to input another score? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Just the same way we have 1 for addition, 2 for subtraction, 3 for multiplication, 4 for division. So 1 for yes, 2 for no. If the user typed 1, that means we want to enter another score. We want to run the codes again. So it will tell you that enter your score, then it will display the result based on the score the user entered this second time. To display the results. When it is done again, it will ask the user, do you want to check another score? 1 for yes, 2 for no. If the user enter 1, it will do it again. So as long as the user keeps entering 1, it will keep running the codes. But when the user enters 2, it will stop. It will just say bye, and that will be the end. Do you get it now?
I don't stand the assignment again. Please, you just try.
Okay. This is. I'll pause my screen now and quickly do something. Look at this. Yeah. I will run this again. One for addition. Let's say I choose addition. Enter the first number, 2. Enter the second number, 8. 2 plus 8, that's 10, Abby. It has shown the result. It's now asking me, do you want to enter another set of numbers? 1 for yes, 2 for no. If I select 1, it will ask me, it will run the codes again. What do you want to do? 1 for addition, 2 for subtraction. Let's say I've selected 3. Enter the first number, 5. Enter the second number, 6. It's asking me again, do you want to perform another set? As long as I keep selecting 1, it will do it again. Enter the first number, let's say 12. Enter the second number, let's say 4. Answer is 3. It's asking me, do you want to perform another set? Let me clear the whole screen. I will terminate and clear the whole screen. So, do you want to perform another? What do you want to do? Addition. Let's say 3, 7. We have 10. Do you want to perform another set? 1. Let's say 3. Let's say 9 and 2. That's 18. Now, if I select 2, that means I don't want to perform another set. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If I select 1, meaning I want to do it again. If I select 2, meaning I'm not interested in. It's just a buy, and that will be the end. But as long as I keep selecting one, let's clear this line. As long as I keep selecting one, let's say 7 and 8. As long as I keep selecting one, it will run the whole code again. Do you understand the assignment? So for your previous assignment for the school grading system, you tell the person to enter a score. The person will enter the score. When it is done, you ask the user, do you want to check another score? 1 for yes, 2 for no. The user selects one. It means you want to do it again. You want the user to enter another score. And do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's the assignment.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks for